HD. ZNS Network presents The Bahamas Tonight. This portion of the news brought to you by BTC Every Day.
The Bahamas Public Services Union president says that employees in the Bahamas are faring far better than their regional counterparts. Good evening and welcome to The Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition. I'm Andrew Knowles. With many Bahamian employees facing some level of economic hardship, BPSU President John Pinder pointed out that governments throughout the region have done little to assist their workers, noting wage freezes and cuts in both St. Lucia and Jamaica.
St. Lucia was complaining to the conference that their government has demanded they have a 5% deduction in salaries. Jamaica had to sign off on a 5-year industrial agreement with no financial freeze on salary, freeze on increments. Barbados has already lost 2,300 members of the public service, and their government has reduced it by a further 1,200. 3,500 persons, staffers of the public service in Barbados, is to be terminated. At least we were able in the Bahamas Public Services Union to not get the government to terminate any of our members and to still give them a little something in these hard economic times. While it may not be as much as we would have liked to have gotten, but we still have received a little something, and we got one add-on when the government didn't want to give any add-on.
Pinder also took the time to express his support for an increase in the minimum wage for Bahamians, a move that he says will require a lot of unity among union leaders.
Ever since President Barack Obama had indicated the importance of minimum wage to those persons who work on the back end and behind the scenes, I've been agitating to the government to increase minimum wage. I was using my cap as president of the Congress at that time. I was able to at least get the government to move on the public service so far. Then maybe we can get together and put pressure on the government for an increased minimum wage in the entire workforce of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
From the crime beat this evening, 3 murder suspects are now in police custody. Authorities reporting today that they arrested 2 men and a teenage male on Friday in connection with 2 separate murders. Police say it was shortly before 4 p.m. Friday when officers from the flying squad arrested a 17-year-old boy at West Street for questioning in connection with a recent murder that occurred through a tracked road between Fleming and Dunmore Streets on Saturday, August 2nd. The 2 other murder suspects were also arrested shortly after 4 p.m. on Friday. Acting on intelligence, officers from the flying squad arrested 2 men ages 30 and 28 in the Camp Road area for questioning in connection with a recent murder that occurred in bushes off Cowpin Road back on July 15th. Meanwhile, a man is fighting for his life in hospital following a shooting incident last night. Police say it was shortly after 9:30 p.m. Saturday when a man was sitting on the porch of his home located on Martin Street. It's reported that a man armed with a handgun shot him to the abdomen before fleeing on foot. The victim was transported to hospital where he is detained in serious condition. Meanwhile, another man is also in hospital tonight suffering from stab wounds. It was shortly before 10 p.m. when police say a man was walking on Marshall Road when he was approached by a group of men who beat him about his body and stabbed him to the head with an unknown object. We're told the victim is detained in stable condition. Investigations are ongoing in both incidents. Today, we are only a few weeks from the start of the new school year, and education officials say evening institutes will restart at the opening of the new school term. It's another initiative being launched to improve or increase the number of students obtaining the necessary requirements to graduate at the end of their high school career. Here's Minister of Education, Science and Technology, the Honorable Jerome Fitzgerald.
The Evening Institute is something that we are starting again this year, and it's really to assist again with our students who are challenged and who need intervention, and also those who are looking to improve their grades in other areas. And so again, it's a commitment from the ministry to teachers.
As a cost is often attached to most things, the minister clarified how the institute will be funded in the senior public schools.
The cost of that will be taken by the ministry. As you know, the schooling at government schools are free of charge, and this will be no different, all in an effort to try and close the achievement gap and as I said, give our students every opportunity we possibly can as educators to make them successful during their time within the school system.
The Bahamas could soon have tourists coming directly from the middle of New Jersey, as Trenton Mercer Airport could soon offer direct international service to the Bahamas through Frontier Airlines. Frontier Airlines is the only airline providing scheduled service out of Trenton Mercer Airport, which has one terminal with 2 gates. Trenton is located right in the middle of New Jersey and about 100 miles from New York's airport. Frontier hopes to start service in the middle of November and is waiting for government approval. Well, still to come, a different kind of baseball. We'll explain coming up. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition.